So I remade my entire game completely from scratch. Now I know what you're thinking, why did you do that? I thought you were already moving on past this game and everything, and that was true. I was just gonna move on from this game, but I decided to completely remake the game from scratch, and I spent I'm not even sure how long I spent on it, to be honest, but I spent some time remaking the entire game from scratch. Of course, I'm talking about Rollerball, that game. It's no longer called Rollerball, and I'll talk about that later, but the entire game has been completely remade from scratch. I remade most of the levels. I've added some new levels. I changed some levels, and overall the game, in my opinion, just looks better and runs better, and it's just better in every way than it was, in my opinion. Now, not all the levels were remade, because when I remade the game, some things behaved differently, and basically the levels from 40 to 47, they didn't get remade because of one reason, and that one reason is you can no longer really bounce on certain traps, or whatever you want to call them, obstacles. You can't really bounce on them as you could in the previous version of the game, because they're just made differently and they work better now, and they're actually the way I wanted them to, but it kind of got rid of bouncing on them. But I did make bounce pads, but that's besides the point. Those levels, they didn't get remade, and some of the bonus levels didn't get remade, but there is some different and some new levels. Alright, so we're going to go through all the differences / changes that have happened to this game since I completely redid it. The first thing is probably the least important thing, but it is still a thing. It's a name change. I changed it from Rollerball to Lo-Fi Ball. Now there's multiple reasons for it, and we're going to get into them right now. The first reason is I didn't really think Rollerball was that creative, and like there's other games that have Rollerball in their title, and I also realized another reason was I realized that Rollerball was also already copyright claimed, so I wanted to quickly change the name just to make sure that nothing could happen later on with that, because I don't want to get into all that stuff. So I just changed the name to be safe, and I changed the name to Lo-Fi Ball, Lo-Fi Ball, and I personally like this name more, and I like the new pictures and everything, the new color schemes, and this name is also not copyright claimed by anybody else, so that's the new name for the game. Now, some levels have changed, the screenshots have changed, we'll get into all that, but that's basically it here. Alright, so at the main menu has changed a little bit here. So the first thing we're going to get into is the skin menu. Actually, we're going to turn down this music real quick, just turn that off. So let's get into the skin menu to begin with. So we open the skin menu, and it's a bit different. The ball and the floor used to be over here on this side, and all the skins were labeled right over here on the right side. They were all smaller, and they were like just lined up in rows. And I changed that because it wasn't very, I manually placed every single box there, and it wasn't very good. And this way is just much easier, and I think it works better too, so you can actually just scroll, and there are more skins. There are definitely more skins in this version, and there's a bunch of different new skins also. I just showed all the skins, so I just, but most of them were in the game before, and like Spiky, I showed Spiky before. You just click on it, you choose your skin as normal, so all that stuff is pretty normal. We're going to go with the D20 dice here, and we're going to click next, and next you can change your color like you could before. Nothing's really changed here, except for the noise of these sliders. I was going to change that. I probably should still change that. That's kind of noisy. But anyways, you can change your color any way that you want to. The colors are a bit different just because there's different post-processing effects that change the way that the colors look in this one compared to the other one. So we're going to keep our ball like that. The shadows are also improved. They're less pixelated, and it didn't really cost performance. At first they were pixelated in the other version because I wanted better performance, but these shadows don't really change performance that much, so I just changed the resolution of the shadows. And then next you can change the sky color, which you could before, but now it's much more you have much more variety in what you can do with the sky color. This is mostly just for the main menu, and the level generation levels. Other than that, all the levels have set colors, but you can change your sky color more. And there's two different colors here. You have your bottom color and your top color, and it kind of mixes them together to create your sky. So the left one is your bottom color, and you can change that however you want. I personally like how it usually looks, so I'm just going to keep that the same, but you can pretty much change the sky to be however you want. It's very customizable, and that is it for the skins. The next thing we're going to get into is upgrades, because there's upgrades now. So there's only 2 upgrades in the game, but they are upgrades now that you have to find within the game to be able to use them. Those 2 upgrades are time slow and double jump, and you have to find them within the game. You cannot time slow and you cannot double jump until you find the upgrades within the levels. And if we go into settings, there are much more settings here to customize your experience. So you can rebind your keys, you can change your sensitivities, and there is also full controller support now. So if I were to plug in my controller, alright, there we go, now it works. I had a different config loaded because I was testing different configs, and this is supposed to be the default config. So there is full controller support now. It just has to be on the default config. If you change it, or for some reason it's changed, then it will control the mouse instead of being the joysticks. But if you use the joysticks, you can navigate the buttons now, which you could not do before in the previous version. But if we click play here, we have a new menu. Now I don't prefer to use controller, so I just wanted to show controller works. I'm going to unplug my controller and switch back to mouse and keyboard, and we are just going to navigate this menu here. So the first set of levels, I changed basically the levels to be worlds now. Instead of just a giant screen just telling you level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and all that stuff, you have different worlds now, or like what I like to call them, worlds, just because that's, I don't know, I just thought that's like something that 3D platformers do, so these are like the worlds now. And we have Cosmic, which are level 1 through 10, and then Midnight, Minty, Fury, Christmas, Bonus, Random, and Endless. So if we go to Cosmic here, we have level 1 through 10, and you can see the pictures and everything. So it's basically the same kind of thing, but now every level has its own picture. And yeah, we have Fury, just a ton of levels here. Christmas, there's Endless Christmas and Random Christmas, which I will show soon. There's also Bonus. Now to get the bonus, you have to find the golden collectibles. I think I've already collected all of them, I think. So if we go into the test level here, yeah, see, there's usually a golden collectible in here, which I'm just going to say that right off the bat, but there's a golden collectible usually in here that you can collect, but it's not there because I've already collected it. And walls are a bit different. Glass walls are a bit different. You can't just smash right through them. They're actually there to slow you down because you have a timer now, and since you're going to want to get the fastest time, these walls can kind of slow you down, so you can either try to jump over them or try to navigate around them. We have some weird Christmas stuff going on over here. That was just kind of placed random. I actually changed the sled size later on. I forgot to move the sled, so I should probably do that. I was gonna add a bowling level. I never ended up actually adding it, but there is bowling pins in this level. Maybe I'll add a bowling level later. I'm not sure yet, but let's get out of this. Okay, so I actually just reset my saves, all my saved times, so I can show you again. I thought I did it before, but apparently I didn't. So we're just gonna wait a little bit, get like 10 seconds. Boom, smash right through it. We got 10.8 seconds. There we go, 10.8 seconds. And then if we smash through it again at like 4 seconds, 4.3 seconds, it should change. Boom, now it's 4.3 seconds. And then if we somehow beat 4.3 seconds, which I don't actually think is possible, actually took longer that time, so I don't think it's actually possible to beat 4.3 seconds. But if you somehow do it, you know, you'll get a better time. Now if we go into the Christmas level here, boom, we have some Christmas level, some Christmas themed stuff. So like there's trees and snow on that one. I made the platforms white to try to make it look like snow or seem like snow, but we have a giant snowman here that you have to jump on to get around, and you know, trees, snowman, presents, just some Christmas themed stuff that you have to jump on and try to get to the end of the level. Some candy canes right here, and then the end of the level's like right there. But I'm gonna reset it, boom, and then we have a different level. Each level is completely different. Of course, it's just a random Christmas level that has an ending, and then of course if you do the endless Christmas, it's just a Christmas level that never ends. To show one of the other things in here is this thing right here. I don't know how I ended up creating this thing, but it's kind of weird, and all I did was just smush trees together, but it kind of looked cool, so I just included it as like a thing that you gotta try to jump on, excuse me. And then of course you got your normal random levels like before. And I also I don't know what happened there. I also changed when you pick up a collectible. So if we just, oh my goodness, if we go over here to this collectible real quick, you have to, I think you have to have a double jump. I'm pretty sure you have to have a double jump to get over here. If we collect this, it will say, this one, I think this one's called Melty, instead of Holy, this one's called Melty. So when we pick this up, it'll say you unlocked Melty. Boom, you unlocked Melty, and you'll get an achievement. It actually shows you now, or when you pick it up, it actually tells you that you unlocked something, unlike the previous version. I know that's like a thing that should have always been there, but it's there now. Another thing that has changed is the jumping. So of course you have double jump. You can no longer triple jump, because that actually wasn't a thing on purpose. That was actually just the jumping being broken in the previous one. I know a lot of people liked it, but double jump gives you lots of space and lots of, I don't know, just double jump is fun. It's good. Double jump is kind of enough, and you have to unlock double jump, so you can only single jump, and of course you got to unlock double jump. And collision detection actually works better compared to the previous version, so you can actually get closer to these things before getting bumped. So as you see, you almost have to be in the thing. There was a collision detection problem in the last version of the game, but that has all been fixed. And just like this version, or unlike the previous version, the boxing glove, when you touched it, it would just automatically punch you no matter what. Wherever you touched it, it would just punch you. This version, it only punches you in the front. So if you get hit by the back part, it doesn't do anything. But if we go over here to the front of it, it will punch you, and it will actually push you off with some more force, that is. This thing doesn't, oh yeah, that's a bounce pad. I did have another pad. There was actually going to be a gravity pad, and it would switch your gravity, but I couldn't get that to work in time, so I just kind of scrapped it for now, because I just couldn't get it to work. But everything has been, collision detection wise, everything has been made better in my opinion. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, there is this spike that automatically kills you. Instead of you having to fall off, you can just touch the spike and you'll die. But that's not really used that much in levels. And also the floors don't break instantly, you have to sit on them for a while. So you jump on them, they crack and crumble, and you can actually jump on them again, they just won't completely fall apart. So they're a bit more sturdy than the last version. You can actually jump on them multiple times before they completely fall apart. And oh, one thing I forgot to mention is you can move the camera around. That was not a thing in the previous version, but you can move the camera around in this version to see your surroundings better, which probably took the most amount of time out of anything in this remake. But yeah, I think that improves the game a little bit, and I think this is ultimately the better version compared to the first version. And I think that's where this game is going to sit for a while, because I'm kind of burned out on this game, to be honest. But I do see a little some issues that I will be fixing. But other than that, yeah, this is basically where this game is going to end. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me what you guys think about this version compared to the old version, if you've seen the old version. And yeah, just let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.